friends, this is the Mrs. Volfie from our half-acre homestead. Well, you saw me make strawberry jam with the berries I got at the farmer's market. Now, I'm doing celery. I always dehydrate my celery. And the first mistake, now most of you folks have seen this before. This is going to the pigs. Most of you folks have seen me do this before. I chop it all up fine and I blanch it in boiling water before I dehydrate it. Why? Because the first time I dehydrated celery, I cut it all up and I dehydrated it without blanching it, and it never rehydrated properly in soups or stews. So like peppers, like onions, I like to blanch it before I dehydrate it. It kind of opens the pores and they dry open so that when you put them in your soups or stews, they will rehydrate really quickly. You can dehydrate celery without blanching it. If you want to dehydrate without blanching, see how you can see my finger through that? That's how thin you'd want to slice your celery. Then you can dehydrate it and it will hydrate properly. But in this case, no, it's fast chop and go, blanch and onto the dehydrator because I got tomatoes to do. So here is my stock pot, just chock-a-block full of celery, and it would have been a lot more, but some of this celery was not that great. But the pigs will have a treat. So on to blanching. I've got a half a stock pot of water coming to the boil, and I'm just going to dump this in and hope like heck it doesn't overflow. So here it is, and I just had enough water. Now this hasn't even come up to a boil, but look how brilliant green that is. That means it's properly blanched. Remember, you don't want to cook it, you just want to blanch it. So I'm going to strain this and then we'll see you at the dehydrator. Okay, so we're in the pantry now. And one little trick I have when I'm loading my trays. Now, if you think it's going to shrink really small, go ahead and use your screens on here. If you don't have any, that's fine. You can probably put a piece of parchment paper if you want. First off, I use a little jar to go over the hole in the center so that I don't drop stuff down through. And this is hot, but don't bother cooling it down, folks. And if the leaves are good, use them too because they're chock-a-block full of flavor. Now you don't want to cool these down before you put them on the dehydrator. Why? Because they're steaming. That means the moisture's already coming out. So that's actually going to help you. So we'll take this off, put it on over here, and start again. I may need more than 4 trays. Go. Now if you're doing more than 2 trays, make the trays fuller closer to the top because that's where the heat's coming out first. So put your bottom tray, don't have as much on it. Now they say, oh, you gotta leave air around every individual little piece. No, you don't. No, you don't. You just give it a shake, and away it goes. Yes, I'm going to need another tray. Now this is probably enough celery for us for the whole winter, but if it goes on sale again, I'll make more. Why? Because it keeps for like almost ever. All right? Okay. Doesn't look like much, does it? But this is our celery. One of the things I love about dehydrating, folks, is, now I know I've done these videos before, but there's always somebody new that doesn't, you know, necessarily maybe know how to search my videos for this stuff. It's hard to believe that this was 6 stalks or 6 bunches of celery. But if I find any more that goes on sale, this is something that when it goes on sale, you can, you know, very easily stock up. And one of the best things about dehydrating, folks, is it saves so much space. So if you don't have a pantry like I do, then you still can store almost a winter's worth of food in one cupboard if you're good at dehydrating. All right, look at that. That doesn't look like much, does it? 1 liter jar. Honey, can you pass me one of my canning funnels? Red one, right there beside the bread. Hard to believe this was 6 bunches of celery. Hey, wild. Thank you, dear. But I'm still going to look for some more because we use so much celery, folks. I mean, we call it the Trinity, you know, carrots, onions, and celery when it comes to soup, stews, and all kinds of stuff. Look at that. I didn't even get a whole 1 liter jar. Look at that. Not even a full 1 liter jar, but that was 6 bunches of celery. This is the Mrs. Volfie from our half-acre homestead saying if you don't have the pantry space for all the canning, consider dehydrating. It really is a space saver and a nutrition saver. Take care. God bless.